Good morning, or actually good afternoon, because today I started my day a little later than usual. This morning I woke up with a headache, and instead of forcing myself to work at half capacity, I just decided to relax for a few hours that I'm now ready to get back to work at full capacity. But even during my relaxed time, I did a little bit of work-related stuff. I had a discussion on Twitter with some people, I sent some emails, and I also exported all the videos I made this week and uploaded them to YouTube. Talking about YouTube, one of the things I want to do today is design a thumbnail that I can upload to YouTube, because my videos right now don't really look that professional, so that's something we gotta fix. But first I need to do some calls and get back to some people. Alright, I just finished my calls, so let's continue to our next task. As you can see, I'm on my YouTube channel right now, and the thumbnails of my videos, which are here, don't look very professional at this moment. So let's try to fix that. I have to say that I'm quite a perfectionist, which I already mentioned in the first video of this experiment. And I made the promise to myself at the start of the experiment that I wouldn't spend too much time on these kind of details, because if no one's watching, I can spend like a week designing the perfect thumbnail, which would not be very smart, because it would block everything running my businesses, and that's not something we're gonna do. So I'm gonna take like the next hour or so and try to come up with a somewhat decent design within this time frame, and then wrap it and move on to our next task. Alright, it's now exactly 1 hour after I started designing, so let's see what I came up with. For my initial design, I took some inspiration from the website of Hyperlab, which is over here. And as you can see, the website is mostly white with some gray and dark gray text, but also has these green accents that of course complement our logo over here. So in my design, I also started off with a white background. And I also immediately wanted to incorporate our logo. And I thought it might be cool to use the hypercube we have over here as sort of a background pattern, which I did over here. But then I also thought, oh, maybe I should also add the full logo somewhere in the thumbnail, so that users make the connection between the shape they see over here and the actual logo. Then I added the title of the video basically in the same dark gray shade that I use over here, in a bold font. And because I wanted to add some sort of personal touch to the thumbnail, I decided to add my face, which I did over here. But since the available space I had at the top of the thumbnail was more suited to add 2 smaller pictures instead of 1 big one, I also decided to add a screenshot from the video next to my face. Then basically I started to play around with a lot of different variations from this initial design. So I reduced the opacity of the background pattern, I rounded the corners of these pictures and added a small shadow, and I changed the boldness of the title, with basically this as a result. But then it dawned on me that a meaningful title would probably be more attractive to click on instead of just vlog 5 or vlog 100. So then I started to play around with the title, where I basically moved the number of the vlog on top. And after some little tweaks after this, I ended up with this design. I still have to replace the pictures in these thumbnails because I want every thumbnail to be unique. So these pictures would basically be screenshots from that specific video. But I have to say, given that I only had 1 hour of time, I'm actually pretty satisfied with the end result. I exported the different thumbnails for the videos that have already been uploaded to YouTube. And as you can see over here, the images are still very small on this page, but it already looks a lot more professional. Especially when I'm going to share these videos on social media, then the image will show up everywhere, which will be a lot nicer than what we had before. And I'm also quite satisfied with the new names I gave to the videos, which makes it also for me very, very easy to find a video or know what a certain vlog was about. So I think we made a lot of improvements to the Hyperlab vlogs today. So I just went for a run and made dinner, so it's time again to get some work done. Right now I'm going to work for our startup Be Someone, and for those not familiar with the concept of Be Someone, it's basically a contemporary interim agency. If you've ever looked for a job through an interim agency, whether this was a student job or a temporary occupation, you've undoubtedly experienced that the interim field is quite old-fashioned. There's a lot of stuff like paperwork, physical job interviews, and poor communication involved. And with Be Someone, we're solving exactly that. And how else would we do it than through digitalization? But before we can start competing with the other players in the interim field, we first have to be recognized as an official interim agency. And this recognition is given by the Minister of Work himself, who is advised by a special committee. And next week on Wednesday, we have an official hearing with this committee. So in preparation for this meeting, I'm right now going to set out some talking points, anticipate on some of the questions we're probably gonna get, and design a slide deck. Alright, I put together a template for our slide deck and already created 5 slides. Maybe it doesn't sound like much, but nevertheless I'm very happy that I did it, because at least it will make it a lot easier for me to pick up this task again next week. Right now I'm going to turn off my computer and join my girlfriend on the couch to watch some Netflix. So see you all next week.